In this part of our series on TMC product setup instructions, we're going to cover the installation of typical accessories for a high-performance lab table 63533, front and rear support bars, armrest pads, sliding shelf, and casters. The accessories are shipped inside the box with the lab table. Any brackets are included inside the hardware bag. First, we'll start with the front support bar. Remove the packaging and note the taller cross section as well as the slot along the back edge. Locate the support bar brackets and remove the contents from the bag. Inside the bracket bag should be a left and right bracket, 6 spacers, 4 small bolts, and 2 large bolts with washers. Finally, a hex key is included with each bracket kit. Start with installing the 2 brackets left and right. It's best to leave the bolts a little loose so that there's some play when putting the bar on. Now, loosen the 2 bolts on the underside of the front bar so they slide. Then back to the brackets with the long bolt and 3 of the spacers. For a 4-inch thick top, use 3 spacers on top of the bracket as shown in the schematic. Next, place the bar on the end of the long bolt. Insert and screw together, again leaving it a little loose for wiggle room on the other end. Assembling this end would be easier with the assistance of another hand. This end is assembled just like the first, 3 spacers on top. If you have a top that's only 2 inches thick, the spacer combination would be as shown here. Once the bar is positioned, it can be tightened in place, starting with the leg brackets, followed by both the long and short bolts on each side. Now, let's install the rear support bar. It has a different cross section than the front. It is less tall and does not have the slot along the back edge. The assembly of the rear support bar is identical to the front support bar. Brackets, sliders, long bolts, and spacers. Tighten once assembled. Once the support bars are assembled, you can verify that the top is placed square and that there is no interference with the isolated surface. The armrest pads can now be installed along the front support bar. They can be placed anywhere along the length and be slid into position. Now, with the rear support bar in place, the sliding shelf can be installed. Unpack the shelf and locate the hardware bag with 2 clips and 4 screws. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, the clips can be installed into the pre-drilled holes on the underside of the sliding shelf. Place the sliding shelf with the clips in the slot on the back of the front support bar. The shelf is then flush with the top of the front support bar and runs over the top of the rear support bar. Casters can be engaged using the wrench provided in the hardware bag. This is the same wrench used to adjust the leveling feet, just the opposite end. When engaging the casters, a fair amount of force is required in order to lift the table. Engage all 4 casters and the table is ready to move. To disengage the casters, loosen the adjustment bolts and unscrew until the casters are clear of the floor. This concludes the lab table setup accessories installation.